Today we're going to carve a simplified version of poor old Colston's statue, famously toppled on the 7th of June 2020.
Hi, I'm Gabriel. This channel is all about the stories of some great people, where I make projects and search for that bit of wisdom that set these people apart.
Check them out and leave me a comment. You can also like and subscribe to see more.
It's normal to celebrate achievement, to carve out models, statues and social media posts to make sure everyone knows how successful we are. After all, if nobody else knows, what's the point? And Edward Colston had lots to celebrate.
Born in 1636 in Bristol, he became an apprentice at 18.
A London merchant at 26 and worked his way up to the highest priced commodities: gold, silver, ivory and people. We know today that Colston traded more than 80,000 black people into slavery, and 20,000 of those died before they even reached their destination. The human cost of Colston's wealth spans continents and generations. It is impossible to calculate the harm and misery that he caused. But in 1895, over 150 years after his death, the city of Bristol, in search of a hero to celebrate, and ignoring the vastly superior claims of Hannah More and Sir Humphrey Davy, decided to erect a statue to Edward Colston. In 1970, the statue was listed, and in 2020, Bristol City Council chose to lift him out of the harbour where he'd been thrown and stand him, this time, in a museum. Which left me wondering, why are they so determined to honour this evil man? Colston died without heirs, so it seems unlikely that his descendants are to blame. So was he perhaps a John Newton? Did he regret what he did and do the best to make amends later in life? In 1682, Colston made his first donation to Bristol, the Bristol City Corporation. He also set up almshouses, like food banks, to give food to the poor. He funded schools, he committed himself to a traditional form of Anglicanism, and was very generous to the churches. Undoubtedly, he gave away vast sums of money. Is it possible he came good in the end? Was toppling his statue an understandable but ungenerous act? A few years after Colston's first charitable act to Bristol, it's recorded that he demanded the money back with interest. Apparently this wasn't uncommon after a disagreement. Also, his almshouses were established with uncommonly strict rules that prevented them from helping with the majority of the need that surrounded them, such as no drunkards, and no religious views outside of his own were permitted voice in his school. Such was his lust for control, he established lists of successors to him, and then successors to those successors. Some charities even turned down his gifts because they came with too many strings. As he embarked on a political career later in life, all those charities he supported were of course required to support him. Many even took his name in order to further honour him. Everything he did, it seems, was essentially self-serving. He established a special service in the cathedral to celebrate his own birthday. Even the bread he gave to the hungry came to be called the Colston bun, and even that was only given to the right kind of poor. Even to his own city, Colston proved himself to be a proud man. What wisdom is there possibly to be found in his murderous and barbarous life story, or in his small-minded religiosity? There is a long-forgotten bit of legislation that was in force at the time of Colston. Barbary pirates flying the Islamic flag had long been ransacking the coastline of England and other areas, taking thousands of people. These raids from the north of Africa are thought to have enslaved over 1 million people, and Oliver Cromwell decreed that any Barbary pirate slaver that was caught should be taken to Bristol and slowly drowned in the harbour. I really doubt that the people who tore down Colston's statue would have realised that they were enacting a piece of justice that Colston would have recognised. To quote a wisdom book that Colston may have recognised, Proverbs in the Old Testament: pride go before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. It is better to be of lowly spirit with the poor than to divide the spoil among the proud. Edward Colston's pride and wealth enriched the city of Bristol, and as someone who grew up nearby, I'm sure that somewhere along the line my life has become richer and easier because of him. But I do think that Bristol made a mistake when they exhumed him from his watery grave. I think he's a man that needed a fall, and I think we should throw him back to where the laws of his time ought to have sent him in the first place, to sit with the lowly and tell them sorry. Integrity is key to success. Pride went before destruction, a haughty spirit before a fall, and Colston is now with the lowly and oppressed. All make mistakes, but only the wise can learn from them.